As defined in the American Heritage Dictionary, second college edition, the noun rock is defined as a relatively hard, naturally occurring material of mineral origin, a naturally formed mineral matter.
That's not rock.
This is rock.
Play with the devil, die with the devil.
Now, back to good, wholesome, politically correct entertainment.
That's right, man. Good, wholesome, politically correct entertainment. My ass. I'll never be politically correct. Welcome to Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Mayhem. How you guys doing out there? Today's show is dedicated to Long Rider, baby. Yeah, Long Rider has been a big supporter of the show, so we have to give him something out there, man. We have to give him a shout out. We appreciate everything you do. Also, Luke Flupper, man, over on YouTube, man. We really appreciate that good donation that you gave us. Really means a lot. Border Patrol and Daniel Miller, man. This show is for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoy the music that we picked out. We got Aaron Jones, A Day to Remember, and Askin Alexandria, baby. We are putting all kinds of different music on over on the extended podcast edition of the show. Man, oh man, do we got a lot of news for you guys today, and we're going to get into that right freaking now.
Get your most unbiased and trusted biker news now at HarleyLiberty.com. Founded in 2012, Insane Throttle Biker News has been the place that all bikers come for what's happening in the scene. Go over now and bookmark HarleyLiberty.com. Rock on!
Okay, a little different today on the show. We're going to hit the news first, then I'll give some analysis later on. That's because I want to get more news in, because I know a lot of people at work can't listen the whole time. So we're going to get you the news first, and then we'll talk later on in the show. Again, really appreciate all the donations and stuff, especially from the ones the show is dedicated to today, like Long Rider, BP, and all the rest, man. That was awesome stuff on that super chat yesterday. Really appreciate it. Let's go to Canada. Yes, our Canadians are people up there acting like a fool, man. But I know it's freaking cold. It has to be cold up there because it's freezing here, man. High-profile Hells Angel arrested and charged with drug smuggling. Jason Cyrus Arkansas of the Mission chapter of the Hells Angels was arrested with another man near Creston Friday and charged with possession for the purpose of trafficking and drug smuggling. This by Kim Bowen. Kim Bowen and the Vancouver Sun, they are really up on the club stuff up there. I've always found her to be a fair person. Tries to get both sides of the story. I know she's been critical of law enforcement in the past, so it's actually nice to get actual reporting. You know, that actually reminds me of Sky News Australia. I really love Sky News. It's pretty bad when you got to watch a news agency outside the country to try to get some facts, and the press here just suck. A high-profile Hells Angel was arrested with another man near Creston Friday and charged with possession for the purpose of trafficking and drug smuggling. Jason Cyrus Arkansas of the Mission chapter of the Notorious Biker Gang will appear in Cranbrook courtroom Tuesday along with his co-accused Lawrence Edward Dreyer. The two men allegedly ran back into Canada after being spotted south of the border in Idaho. Oh, you don't want to do that. Not with Trump's border patrol. You don't want to screw with them, man. With close to 5 duffel bags of cocaine and methamphetamine worth more than $2 million. The U.S. Border Patrol had been alerted to suspicious activity on a remote Forest Service road near the Canadian border. Quote, An agent responded to the area and located 2 individuals who were concealing themselves. Border Patrol Agency press officer Jason Givens said in a news release, quote, as the agent approached the individuals, they fled into Canada. The agent located the duffel bags near the location where the individuals were hiding. Ouch. Just drop and run. The duffel bags were found to contain 38 kilograms of cocaine and 90 kilograms of methamphetamine. The border agents gave Idaho State Police a description of a dark-colored Range Rover observed leaving the area of the smuggling event. Me and China Doll actually on last night's live talked about the opiate crisis, the use of methamphetamine during the COVID-19 deal, and it's gotten pretty bad, man, pretty bad. Take a look at that episode if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Get on over there and subscribe. You'll really like it. We got a lot of topics that we talk about. The border agents gave Idaho State Police a description of a dark-colored Range Rover. We covered that. Idaho State Police quickly located the suspect vehicle along Highway 95. The driver was taken into custody in connection with the narcotic smuggling, and the vehicle was seized by Border Patrol. Sergeant Chris Clark of the RCMP's Federal Serious and Organized Crime Branch confirmed Monday that police on both sides of the Canada-U.S. border have initiated respective investigations into a significant seizure of drugs. You could say it was a little bit significant right there. He said the RCMP Border Integrity Team investigates based in Osios, arrested Arkansas and Dwyer with the assistance of the Police Dog Services and RCMP officers from both the Creston and Cranbrook detachments. Quote, this investigation is in its infancy and no further details are available at this time. Arkansas and Dwyer, both 47, have been each charged with 2 counts of possession for the purpose of trafficking and 2 of importing, exporting a controlled substance. Acting Chief U.S. Border Patrol Agent David B. Miller said that cocaine and methamphetamine are raging our communities, and you're damn right, especially the methamphetamine, man. I can't stand that one. And anybody that supports that kind of crap with methamphetamine, I just don't know what to tell you. It's just like heroin and all that stuff. It's killing this country, methamphetamine. Quote, Border Patrol agents are committed to preventing dangerous drugs and associated crime from destroying families and communities on both sides of the border. You always find it funny that we have such an awesome relationship with Canada on the border, but you go south, not so good. Not so good. They don't cooperate a lot. Arkansas is well known to police on this side of the border. In 2013, the former Cranbrook resident was charged in Spain with Hells Angels Chad Wilson and 2 associates for attempting to smuggle half a ton of cocaine into the country aboard a boat that sailed from Colombia. They were later convicted and returned to Canada. Wilson was shot to death under the Golden Ears Bridge 2 years ago. Arkansas was acquitted in Calgary in 2011 of uttering threats against police. The judge in the case said Arkansas was physically abused by officers during his arrest. Man, you guys are using the same stuff they're using over here in the States now, aren't you? You're learning from these leftists up there. And he was anonymously recorded. Video contradicted the testimony of the cops. 2 officers were later charged, but the case led to an inquiry of how the Calgary Police Service handled Arkansas's complaint of excessive force. So yeah, don't want to mess around on our side of the border, people. Anyway, let's see what we got here. The Fort Worth Telegram. Man stabbed, killed during overnight fight outside some bar. Sad state of affairs by Jack Howland. A confrontation inside of a Sansom Park bar moved early Saturday into the parking lot where a fight involving several people ended with the fatal stabbing of a 29-year-old man. The man, identified by the Tarrant County Medical Examiner's Office as Christopher Neal Johnson of Cheyenne, Wyoming, was stabbed several times, according to the Sansom Park Police Chief. He later died inside Texas Health Harris Methodist Hospital. It was not known if one person or multiple assailants stabbed the victim or the nature of his relationship with the people in the parking lot. Police were investigating several persons of interest on Saturday morning. Quote, "We're still real early in the investigation," she said. Fort Worth police responded to the reported stabbing near the intersection of Ohio Garden Road and Jacksboro Highway about 1:30 a.m. A police call log shows the incident, Gilmer said, occurred at the Eight Balls Billiard and Bar. From what we understand, and there's a gang unit in this, is clubs are involved. They just haven't mentioned it yet. Sansom Park officers took over the investigation, although Gilmore noted that they were assisted by FWP, including its gang unit. An argument inside the bar led to the fight outside, which witnesses indicated involved about 8 people. Although the details surrounding the stabbing were unclear, she said that following the incident, someone tried to take the victim to a hospital in a private vehicle. That person was on the phone with 911, she said, when dispatchers set MedStar to their location. Unreal. MedStar caught up with them and got the victim to the hospital, where he later died. Gilmore, after a night of no sleep, told the Star-Telegram over the phone Saturday morning she was saddened by the incident. It was a damn shame. Bars have been reopening all across North Texas following months of being shut down, she noted, giving people an opportunity for human interaction they've been missing. And we're going to be talking about that in the later of the show. Now, we're back up to the Canada, man. Back up north, Paul Cherry. He's another one, man, we've covered before. And this one is actually, it's about time. Woman who led 2 bikers to their deaths gets 17 years. Quote, "I don't get to have normal again," says Rachel Winkenshire, who survived the ambush that killed her Rockmachine boyfriend. The only survivor of an ambush that saw 2 biker gang members killed in cold blood in 2016 says she has been unable to restore her faith in humanity. Rachel survived Richard Hunt's plot to eliminate Joseph and Stephen LaMarche, both members of the Rockmachine biker gang. Hunt's girlfriend, Melania Bynett, now 32, helped lure the 2 bikers as well as her and LaMarche's girlfriend to a wooded area where Hunt was lying in wait with loaded firearms. She was shot in the knee in the ambush, and she held LaMarche as he drew his final breath. She watched as Hunt pursued Flute to finish him off. The trio were lured to the area under the ruse they would help Hunt dig up cash he stole from Garda armored car. Hunt owed Flute money after having sold cocaine for him in the weeks leading to his death. Flute was applying more pressure on Hunt to pay what he owed. Burnett guided the trio to a clearing in the woods and told them where to start digging before Hunt emerged from the trees and opened fire. She pleaded guilty this month on 2 counts of manslaughter and 1 of discharging a firearm. On Monday, Superior Court Justice Eric Downs heard victim impact statements from Winkenshire and others related to Flute and LaMarche. The judge agreed with joint recommendation from lawyers on both sides to hand Bynett an overall sentence of 17 years, factoring in time already served. Bynett is left with an 11-year prison sentence. While explaining how the sentence recommendation was reached, prosecutor Camille Talifar noted that Burnett's criminal record included other convictions for crimes she committed with Hunt. The lawyer said it was difficult to find a precedent for a manslaughter conviction involving 2 homicide victims. Defense lawyer Jean-Pierre Sharp called the recommendation excessively harsh and said Bennett discussed the possibility of pleading guilty shortly after arrest in 2016. All but one of the victim impact statements were read into the court records. Quote, "The pain I feel is so severe, I feel as if my soul is broken," the prosecutor said as she read from Wickenheiser's statement. "I have lost my faith in humanity, and I no longer believe other people. I don't get to have normal again." Wickenheiser listed several emotional and physical problems she is still experiencing nearly 4 years after being shot. During his trial last year, Hunt claimed he was acting in self-defense when he killed Flute and LaMarche, and that he had turned one of their firearms on them. The jury did not believe him, and a common theme of the victim impact statements was anger elicited by version of his events. Hunt was convicted on 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 attempted murder. He received an automatic life sentence and will have to serve 25 years behind bars before becoming eligible for full parole. Bennett's guilty plea was accompanied by a statement of facts entered into the court record in which he admitted Hunt was not acting in self-defense. Bennett's face displayed little emotion as LaMarche's mother, Ruth, read from her statement in court. "On December 1st, 2016, you made a choice that impacted me and my family forever," the biker's mother said. "You only decided to tell the truth now for your own benefit. What you did on December 1st, 2016 will haunt me forever." So, yeah, there's a conclusion to that incident. Sad state of affairs. Now let's go to some cycle news. 2020's Hunter's MC Hare and Hound national results. They're all basically boiled down to this. He needed to beat Camo, and he could get his 3rd win in a row and 4th of the season. And Camo got 2nd at the finale. They both end up tied at 150. Shiri, however, would earn the title due to his greater number of wins. And that's exactly how it played out at the 100th Motorcycle Club's Fast Times at Johnson Valley National, with Shuri winning, Camo 2nd, and off-road support TBT Racing Kawasaki's Jacob Argenbright 3rd in his final race with the number 1 plate he earned last year. Another fast start found Shuri at the front within a few miles aboard his FMF Zip-Tie Racing Troy Lee Design sponsored FX 450. After that, no one could touch him. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Now, the London Free Press. Seems like the Hells Angels are selling their clubhouse. Cozy former London Hells Angel hangout hits the market by Dale Carruthers. The Red and White's house on Grey Street in London has become famous in the London Soho neighborhood. Surrounded by a fence and outfitted with security cameras and floodlights, the single-story home stood out from other houses on a one-way street. Looks like a little cottage home that we would have in the city. Let's see what we got here. Neighbors were hesitant to talk about who lived in the single-story house and the frequent motorcycle riding guests. Then a full-patch Hells Angel member was shot outside the home that was purported to be a clubhouse for the London chapter of the world's largest outlaw motorcycle gang. Now, the 2-bedroom home is selling for $299,000, well below the average London home price of $520,000. Holy crap, you guys pay a lot of money for something like that. The home's red and white theme continues into its interior, where the trim doors and even ceiling fans are painted in Hells Angels red. The listing for Cozy House described it as an investor's dream. For that price? Holy shit. Quote, large front deck and private fully fenced backyard, large driveway with ample parking in addition to carport, the advertisement says. The home is located just southwest of the Adelaide Street Hamilton Road intersection. The purported clubhouse first came into the public radar in 2011 after a weekend party drew nearly 100 people. Many of them wearing biker patches and riding motorcycles to the house located across from an elementary school. Some neighbors initially brushed off the bikers' presence, saying it made them feel safer, until violence arrived on January 12, 2012, during a battle between the Hells Angels and a London street gang. A high-ranking member of the Hells Angels at the time and a woman were shot while sitting in a car parked across the street from the suspected clubhouse. A seriously injured Ilanti, 37 at the time, sped away with his attacker's vehicle in pursuit, but police watching the area intercepted the shooter's car and arrested 4 men. Well, living near an outlaw motorcycle club can affect your safety and decrease your property value, the RCMP warns on its website. The listing agent for the Gray Street home declined to speak about its history, citing the privacy of his client. So, if you want to buy an ex-clubhouse, there it is, man. They kept it up. That's a really nice freaking house, man. I just can't believe what you guys pay for money-wise up there, man. Big money. Anyway, we're going to go in one more story, and then don't forget, we do got the extended version later on in the show, but it's brewing up in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, man. The Pennsylvania National Guard deployed to Philadelphia, fearing second night of violent riots over a deadly cop shooting. Quote, "We were hoping that we won't have any repeat of what we seen last night, and we're taking every precaution that we can." Oh, now they're about law and order. Yeah, because the election's next week. The Pennsylvania National Guard has been deployed to Philadelphia as the city braces for a second night of violent riots Tuesday, following tense confrontations between angry demonstrators and police hours after 2 officers fatally shot a black man. What they didn't say right there was the guy had a knife. Several hundred guardsmen will assist local agency in protecting life, property, and the right to peacefully assemble and protest, Lieutenant Colonel Keith Hillcox said in a statement. Quote, "We were able to conduct operations in support of civil authorities to enhance local law enforcement's ability to provide continued public safety and critical infrastructure security." I'm going to cover more of this in the next segment over at our extended podcast. But right now, let's go into some thoughts and all that good stuff, and we're going to play some music. Let's rock on.
Unbiased and trusted biker news now at HarleyLiberty.com. Founded in 2012, Insane Throttle Biker News has been the place that all bikers come for what's happening in the scene. Go over now and bookmark HarleyLiberty.com. Rock on!
Hi, this is China Doll from Hollywood and China Doll Evening Show. Join us Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube for some fun times and very interesting entertainment. See you there, boys.
And all right, welcome back, man. That was for Daniel Miller, Long Rider Border Patrol, and Luke Flupper, baby. Thanks for the donations, man. If you'd like to help out the show, you can through Cash App at $ Motorcycle Madhouse Super Chat while these segments are premiering. And, of course, PayPal, man. Really appreciate the support. So what do you guys think of, this different type of format? I'm going to try it out, see how everybody likes it, because I know people want to get their news and they want to move on. So instead of hearing my monologue, let's try it this way for a couple segments. We'll take a poll. And if you guys want to go back to the way it was, we'll go back to the way it was. But we're doing a lot of different stuff on the podcast. Like I said, we have an extended podcast that cannot go on YouTube or Facebook because of the songs, because it's only licensed through Spotify, and YouTube won't let us use it. And it's bad enough that we are throttled down real bad. It was actually funny. I talked to another creator today about this 18 and up crap, because if you get your video tagged, and they got this artificial intelligence that does it. And that's why we've been pushing, the donations a little more than usual, is because you get cut off 100%. There is no go past jail card or any of that stuff. You are throttled down, and that's just the way it is, man. Everybody has gotten so politically correct, it is just unfreaking believable. And it hurts. It hurts a lot of the creators. And what I think we're seeing is the fact that people are leaving the mainstream media, and they see that. And now they're coming to YouTube platforms and Facebook platforms, and they're throwing their big money around, and they're making it to where YouTube and all that are changing their policies to favor them and not the third-party creators that actually people are going to get their news from. See, what I do is opinion journalism, okay? Or editorials. I'm a member of the ONA, which is a huge press organization. And I see it all the time in the community boards of the association, what exactly they are doing, these reporters. A lot of them are having a lot of hard times right now because people are getting laid off left and right because the trust in the media is gone and people just ain't watching them anymore. Their dollars are gone. Almost every news site that you see is now went to an ads format where you got to turn off your ad blocker. So when that happens, they go to something like YouTube. They start throttling down the third parties because they're the ones with the money. They're spending the advertisement. They're dictating. Next thing you know, our material is put 18 and over, but they can be covering something way worse than we are. And yeah, of course, they get paid. But that's how the system works, man. You got to have the money to play. And it's a sad state of affairs that YouTube has actually gone to that type of deal. And the other creators as well are suffering pretty big. One thing I did notice during our segments on YouTube, and somebody brought this up to me, was the mid-rolls. I actually got to go in there and look at the mid-rolls. I guess there's other commercials playing through the show on replay, so I'll check that out. One of them was a Biden ad. I couldn't believe they put a Biden ad on my frickin' station. Are you kidding me? You're nuts. But, the woke crowd now is taking a lot over, and that's why I truly believe that it's very important to get out there and vote. And we're going to be talking about that in the extended segment of the show. One thing I would really like to address, though, is last segment. And the last segment had to do with a YouTube creator almost getting pushed off on his bike. And the comments that I've been seeing on our station over on YouTube, as well as over on BD's and some others, it's like you just want to shake your head, because here's an incident that you plainly, clearly seen it happen. The guy was in the right lane. The other guy was in the left lane. It's shown right there on video. And some people are saying, well, he cut out some of the video and stuff. Well, hearing about the incident, there's a lot of other people that know about it. Well, he cut out words, okay? Because they said, you don't need the trouble, blah, blah, blah. So he cut out some of the words he said, but he didn't alter that video. Others were saying, well, he wasn't riding safe. He blew through a stop sign. He was trying to, come up on a pack. And I say, okay, what does that have to do with another rider trying to push off another rider on their bike or cause an accident? That is the point. And like I said, because I actually an article popped on this over at HarleyLiberty.com where I did an editorial. I don't know, because I didn't see any patches, but, he claims it's the Hell's Angel, so we have to go with that. Again, they have their chance to get the side of the story out. But what does any of that have to do with him? That was attempted murder right there. Trying to push somebody off his bike at highway speeds. And like I said in the article at HarleyLiberty.com, it's all fun and games until somebody shows up at your parents' house saying your son is dead. So some of the excuse, and I knew there was going to be people that were going to throw excuses out. Why this? Why that? Supporters really get out. You know what? Supporters need to learn something. You make it worse for the club when you go all over the internet and start talking about stuff. I don't think people understand that, because non-bikers or citizens that might actually watch this channel or another channel covering it or covering it over on HarleyLiberty.com, they're not looking at it that way. Now they're looking at it like, you know what, you bikers are a piece of shit because of what the supporters are saying. Does that make sense? Supporters are going all over the internet blasting stuff. Supposedly, you know what? When they do that, you're acting on behalf of the club when they don't want you to do it. I get it. You support a club. Rock on. That's awesome. You support them. But I wouldn't go out there acting like a fool either. And that's one of the problems that the scene has seen a problem with, is supporters acting a fool. Because now all of a sudden, it's the club that has all the focus on for what a few individuals are doing. I even went into that article, and again, it's over on our HarleyLiberty.com, about maybe, I guess it could be the club's fault because they're the ones on the internet selling all the support merchandise to people they don't know. And next thing you know, they're out there talking smack or causing problems for the club. And it's like, well, what do you expect then is going to happen when you're selling your stuff, has your name on it, to people you don't know? I already know it's bad on the internet. I can just imagine how bad it gets in on, in the real world with people wearing this stuff. But going back to the video, it's plain to see the guy tried to kick him. Yes, there's always two parts of the story, I know. But in this case, when you're watching at that point in time, what I seen was another motorcyclist try to knock over another one. It's bad enough that as bikers, as enthusiasts, every time you get on that bike, you're taking your life in your own hands. I think it was 1 in 770 people over their lifetime of riding, die from a motorcycle accident. That's scary right there. And that was from the U.S. Department of Transportation, I believe it was. I actually got the link in the article. So we already have enough danger facing us. We don't need one of our own trying to kill us. Why? Because some people, well, that's protocol. You shouldn't be riding up on a pack. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. He's a motorcycle rider. And then I go and say, and this is what shuts people up. So you're saying, okay, well, he was passing on the right. That was wrong. But if a car did it, is that wrong? If a car did it, are they going to kick on the car? No, they're not. I believe in being real, man. Cars do it all the damn time. You don't see people trying to kick a car. Yeah, maybe if they got too damn close to the pack. This guy was in the center of his lane. The other guy came over to him. And again, I have to mention it. I didn't see no patches. I don't know. But it is being blamed on the Hells Angels, and I think maybe the Hells Angels should come out and say, hey, we don't support that stuff. At the very least, I hope if it was them, they took that guy behind the shed and just beat the shit out of him for causing all kinds of headaches for him. Can you imagine if this hit the mainstream press with what's going on in this country right now? I'm surprised they're not all over it, because YouTube, you got these trolls from the mainstream media that troll sites like ours and his to find news. And what they're going to see from that clip and what they're going to put out there as is a black guy was riding his motorcycle and a white guy tried to knock him off. That's what they're going to see, and that's what they're going to put out there. And then what does that do? That makes us all look bad, and it makes even club members worse. Because then it gets into the citizenry, because let's, face it, we're a niche channel. Bikers come to us. Yes, some civilians watch it, some with no bikes and stuff come watch it, but it's mostly bikers that are in the scene that watch my channel, BD's channel, all that. BD's catching hell right now for his opinion on it. Not only from subscribers, but actual members of clubs. He's catching all kinds of hell. And yeah, I can say my email and my voicemail box is full, but hey, that's something with me. I believe in journalism. That's why I do it. Yeah, I'm an opinion one, but at the same time, I can contact this reporter, that reporter, the whole 9 yards. I can show you screenshots of my freaking contacts with some of these people. But I ain't gonna, I'm gonna try to put out both sides of the story, but the threats, they're not gonna move me. But BD's in a club, and it's a whole different story for him. That's gonna affect him. But, at that point, you try to threaten or deprive people of their free speech, then it's gonna make it worse. But going back to this, mainstream media picks this up. It's going to be a white guy trying to knock over a black guy on a motorcycle. They're going to play it right into all this race baiting crap going on in this country right now. That's what they're going to do with it. That's why it does matter. And the arguments, they're going to go through the comment section and see, well, those bikers are racist, aren't they? Yeah, there might have been mitigating circumstances in this whole deal, but when you look at it just from that angle where a guy tried to kick another guy off his motorcycle, that's ridiculous, man. It really is. So go over there and check out that article, if you will. That is the Facebook and YouTube section of it. The show is dedicated to Daniel Miller, Long Rider Border Patrol, and Luke Flupper. We're going to be going into our segment on the extended podcast. Make sure if you want to hear the whole show, we're coming up with different stuff like trailers and all kinds of zippers and, you'll know what I mean when it gets up. But anyway, let's go to the Alexandria, man. This is a badass song. I really love it. For those over on YouTube and Facebook, you guys have a good one. I'll see you guys on the other side. Let's get into the extended one, man. We're also going to be talking about Tony Bobulinski, man. He went on Joe Tucker's show where Joe Biden denials of involvement in Son's business are a blatant lie. We're going to be covering that. So I'll see you on the other side of this one.
Hi, this is China Doll from Hollywood and China Doll Evening Show. Join us Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube for some fun times and very interesting entertainment. See you there, boys.
Get your most unbiased and trusted biker news now at HarleyLiberty.com. Founded in 2012, Insane Throttle Biker News has been the place that all bikers come for what's happening in the scene. Go over now and bookmark HarleyLiberty.com. Rock on!